running a solo business, I mean, it often feels like you're constantly spinning plates, right?
Yeah.
There's so many things to keep track of.
Oh, absolutely.
And one of the biggest challenges, I think, for a lot of us is
Yeah.
just creating new content all the time.
Creating new content all the time. Yeah.
It can be exhausting,
It can be so time consuming.
but there's this idea of content repurposing, which I think can really be a game changer. And it's not just about, being lazy or cutting corners.
Yeah.
It's really about being smart with your time and resources.
Absolutely. And, for solo business owners especially, I think that's so important, right? I mean, we're already wearing so many hats.
Exactly. And this is where I think the idea of content repurposing comes in.
Yes.
So instead of starting from scratch every single time, you're basically taking content that you've already created, that's already proven to be valuable, to be helpful, to be engaging. You're finding new ways to use it.
Yeah. And, it's not just about saving time, although that's a huge benefit.
Yeah.
For sure, for solo business owners.
Huge.
It's also about making sure that the effort that you put into creating that content really pays off.
Right. So for this deep dive, we're looking at an article by Denise Wakeman, who is a business visibility strategist.
Okay.
And she lays out this really practical plan for repurposing content.
Great.
And one of the things that she points out that I thought was really interesting is that HubSpot found that 76% of content marketers are already using AI to draft content.
Wow.
So that means there's a ton of new content coming out all the time.
Yes, absolutely. Flooded.
And so repurposing can actually help you stand out in that crowded landscape.
That's such a good point because, it's one thing to create the content, but if nobody sees it, what's the point? So repurposing helps you get more mileage out of it.
Exactly. And it can also help you reach new audiences.
Exactly.
Because you might repurpose something for a different platform and reach people who wouldn't have seen the original piece of content.
Exactly. And it can also help you, sometimes you're kind of tired of looking at the same blog post or the same video over and over again.
Okay, no.
But if you can repurpose it, you can give it a fresh look.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's dive into Wakeman's 4-step plan.
Okay.
The first step is identify.
All right.
And this is basically about figuring out what's already working for you.
Okay.
So what blog posts, videos, whatever type of content you create, what has gotten the best response from your audience?
So what resonates the most.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's kind of like, I love this analogy. It's like, you wouldn't keep wearing an outfit that never got you compliments.
That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
You would focus on the pieces in your wardrobe that made you feel confident and got positive feedback.
Absolutely.
Same with content.
Yes.
So once we've identified our top performing content, Wakeman says the next step is transform. And this is where we get creative.
Yeah.
And we think about how to present that same information in new ways.
Okay.
So a blog post might be perfect for your website,
Sure.
but maybe that same information
Yeah.
could be turned into an infographic for social media,
Absolutely.
or maybe even a short video tutorial.
Or a checklist or a
Yeah.
tip sheet download.
Yeah, there are so many possibilities.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck.
Yeah.
Because it can be kind of daunting
It can be. Yeah.
to figure out
Yeah.
how to make those transformations.
Right. Like, where do I even start?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It can be a little overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's where these AI tools can really come in handy.
Yeah, you mentioned AI prompts earlier.
Yes, exactly.
So tell me a little bit more about how those work.
So for instance, let's say you're a fitness coach and you have this great blog post about different workout routines.
Okay.
And it's gotten a lot of engagement on your website.
Great.
But you want to reach a new audience on social media.
Makes sense?
You could use an AI prompt to give you suggestions on how to repurpose that blog post for Instagram or for TikTok
Okay.
or even for LinkedIn.
So it's not just about taking that blog post and copying and pasting it onto these different platforms.
Great. Exactly, because each platform has a different style,
Right.
different audience, different expectations.
So this is where Wakeman's third step comes in.
Yes.
Which is tailor.
Yes.
You have to tailor your content to the specific platform that you're going to be using it on.
Exactly. And, you think about a platform like Instagram,
Yeah.
it's all about visuals, right?
Super visual.
So photos and short videos work really well there.
Yeah.
But on LinkedIn, people are looking for more, in-depth articles and professional insights.
Right. So a big, long blog post might actually do well on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've identified our best content. We brainstormed some new formats.
Right.
We've tailored it to each platform.
Yeah.
What's next?
The final step is update. And I think this is one that a lot of people skip over.
Yeah. I think it's easy to just hit publish and move on.
Yeah, you feel like, okay, I'm done.
Right.
I created this content. I put it out there. I'm moving on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But taking the time to your content can really make a big difference.
So how do you do that?
Well, for example, if your blog post mentions any statistics, make sure they're still accurate.
I see.
Because things change so quickly.
They do.
Especially in the online world.
Right.
So you want to make sure your information is still up to date.
And I think that's good for SEO too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So for anyone who doesn't know, SEO stands for search engine optimization.
Okay.
And it's basically how Google and other search engines find your content.
Right.
And decide where to rank it in their search results.
Exactly.
So when you update your content, it signals to Google that this information is fresh and relevant.
Right.
So it's more likely to show up higher in the search results.
Which means more people are going to see it. Yeah, exactly. So it's a win-win.
So it's a win for your audience because they're getting the most up-to-date information.
Yeah.
And it's a win for you because more people are finding your content.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit more about AI and how it can help with this whole process.
Okay.
You gave one example earlier about using AI prompts for social media.
Yeah.
But are there other ways that we can use AI for repurposing?
Oh, absolutely. So many.
Okay.
For example, let's say you want to turn that fitness blog post into a short video.
Okay.
Or even a podcast episode.
Okay.
You could ask an AI tool to summarize the key points into a script.
Wow.
That would be suitable for like a 2 or 3 minute segment.
So it's basically doing the writing for you.
It's helping you with the writing. Yeah. And it can even help you with the formatting and the structure to make sure that it's really engaging for your audience.
That's amazing.
And, you know, if you're not comfortable being on camera, which a lot of people aren't.
A lot of people are not.
You can even use AI to create those videos for you.
Wow.
I mean, there are tools that can take your script and turn it into a video with like stock footage and music and all of that.
Wow.
So it really takes the pressure off of you.
That's incredible.
And lets you focus on, you know, the content itself.
Now, what about visuals?
Okay.
Because you know a lot of platforms these days are very visual.
They are.
Can AI help with that too?
Absolutely. There are AI tools that can help you create infographics.
Okay.
Or even those social media carousels.
Yeah.
Where you have like multiple images that people can swipe through.
Okay.
So you could ask an AI to review your blog post and say, hey, give me some ideas for an infographic that would visually represent this information.
That's amazing.
Or give me a layout for a social media carousel that would be really eye-catching.
So basically with a few well-crafted prompts,
yes,
AI can act as a brainstorming partner,
absolutely,
a scriptwriter, and even a graphic designer.
All rolled into one.
All in one.
It's like having a whole team in your pocket.
Oh, it's like magic.
It is kind of magical.
So we've got Wakeman's 4 steps, and we've got all these incredible AI tools. Yes. Is there anything else that we should keep in mind as we start repurposing our content?
Well, one thing that Wakeman emphasizes is consistency.
Okay.
You want your brand to have a recognizable voice and style across all platforms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So whether someone finds you on Instagram or on your website or through a podcast episode, they're getting that same cohesive experience with your brand.
So it's about building trust and familiarity with your audience.
Absolutely.
Now, how do we know if our repurposed content is actually working?
That's a good question. And that's where analytics come in.
Okay.
Most platforms these days will give you all sorts of data about how many people are seeing your content.
I see.
How many people are engaging with it.
Okay.
How many people are clicking through to your website.
So it's like getting feedback directly from your audience.
Exactly. It's like a direct line to your audience.
Okay.
And then you can use that information to make adjustments.
So if something's not working, you can tweak it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, you know, if something's really resonating, you can do more of that.
So it's all about paying attention to the data.
Paying attention to the data and being flexible.
Okay. What else?
Don't forget about engagement.
Okay.
Encourage your audience to leave comments, ask questions, share their thoughts. It's all about building a community around your content.
I love that.
And finally, don't forget a clear call to action. What do you want people to do after they've consumed your content?
Right.
Do you want them to visit your website, sign up for your newsletter, book a consultation?
Yeah. Give them that next step.
Exactly. Give them a clear next step.
It's amazing how many different elements there are to content repurposing.
There are a lot.
It's definitely more than just copying and pasting.
Oh, for sure. It's a strategic process.
Yeah.
But it's a process that can really pay off.
Especially for solo business owners.
Especially for solo business owners. because we're often strapped for time and resources.
Yes.
So being able to make the most of the content that we create is so important.
It's essential.
So to wrap things up, let's leave our listeners with a thought to ponder.
Okay. I think a good way to wrap this up is to think about like one piece of content that you're really proud of.
Okay.
Something that has performed really well in the past. Or, something that you just think has the potential to reach a wider audience.
Okay.
What is one way you could repurpose it?
Yeah. How could you give it a new life? And, I think it's exciting to think about all the different possibilities.
It is. It's only limited by your imagination.
Right. And remember, repurposing isn't like a one-time thing.
No.
It's something you can build into your content strategy from the start.
Absolutely.
So as you're creating new content, think about,
how could I maybe adapt this for a different platform later on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about how you can get the most mileage out of it.
Exactly.
From the beginning. Yes.
Which is so important when you're running a solo business.
Especially when you're a solo business owner.
Yeah, you're already doing everything yourself. So if you can find ways to be more efficient, that's huge.
That's a game changer.
All right, so to wrap things up.
Okay.
If you are feeling overwhelmed by the idea of creating fresh content all the time, remember the power of repurposing.
Yes.
It's a fantastic way to maximize your efforts,
Absolutely.
reach more people without having to start from scratch every single time.
And don't forget those AI tools.
Yes, the AI tools can be a huge help. They can generate ideas, help you with the formatting, even create the visuals for you.
And save you so much time.
It's like having a whole team of content creators in your pocket.
It really is.
All right, so to all the solo business owners out there, embrace the art of repurposing.
Repurpose, refresh, repeat. You got this.